Hey everyone, so of course as always, happy Saturday, and here we are with two more sections done in our Cabinet of Curiosities. I just love this book. And as I was thinking about the next pages, I really kind of wanted to take a trip down a slightly different road where I thought more about the documents that are in Cabinet of Curiosities, because for this whole journey I've been asking myself a lot, why do I like Cabinet of Curiosities? What is it about the concept, going into those shops, going to museums that have collections of these things? What it is about them that I really like? And it's funny because I'm not so crazy about the taxidermy part of it, you know. I'm just not really into stuffed animals. I'm really not into the part of it where, you know, like where you kind of have to deal with the dissecting and all that kind of stuff. Because people who really are really into Cabinet of Curiosities really kind of get into when they find an animal that maybe, you know, just that have passed under natural circumstances, like when you're out taking hikes and stuff, you know, you kind of bring it back and bleach the bones and get the skin off, all that. I'm not into that part of it either. But I do like the documents that surround them, like the old documents, the old ephemera, the notes, the notebooks, the things that, I think I like the accessories a lot. I like the way the shops look. When you go to a Cabinet of Curiosity, I like seeing all of the textural aspects of it. So it's a very visual journey for me. So I know I like that too. And I really like the idea of things in jars and bottles, but I prefer things that are more like flora and fauna, rocks, shells, things like that. I'm not so into the little animals that are suspended in the solutions. So, you know, like it's kind of like there are parts of it that I really love and adore, and there's other parts that not so much. So it's really funny. I really was thinking about that a lot. And so I just kind of want to present that question to you, and I'd love to hear your responses below the video. Like, what about Cabinet of Curiosities? What aspects of it? Like, I like the herbarium parts of it, where you know, collect the flowers, and the specimen pages, and where you make the notes on where the specimen came from, sort of field note stuff. I like field notes aspect of the Cabinet of Curiosities. I'd be interested in hearing what you guys like about it. And I know there are people who really do like, and I like finding the skulls of animals and feathers and bones and vertebrae. I'll collect that, but I want it already bleached. You know, I want nature to have already done the piece to it. So all I got to do is just kind of bring it home, put it on the shelf. I like birds' nests. When I find them, wasps, the paper that wasps make, you know, left behind, bee cones, stuff like that. I like that kind of stuff too. Skeletons of cacti. So yeah, tell me what you like most about Cabinet of Curiosities, because it's such a mix that it kind of goes across the board, from probably some of what I would consider macabre, but other people who don't, they love that part of it, and they don't see it. They see it more from a standpoint of a scientist, you know, and, you know, a person like that that's documenting science and nature and stuff like that. So I have a respect for that as well. So today's flips are all about sort of more the documentation, the graphs, the charts, like the old books that, like this is a book that I have, and I copied the cover, and I think it actually went into a printable, but I couldn't tell you right now which printable it is. I think I did it in one of them. I think it was December 2019 or 2020 where I did the November, wherever I did these paste papers. If you go to the printables and search through them, you can see the fans of them, and you should be able to see it in there. But anyway, I love the fact that this has an old notebook look. So I took that and put it on back of a card that I already had, that I had stained and everything. I did a photocopy of it and I stained it. And this is from an old Chinese dictionary. It's a dictionary page. And I photocopied it on cardstock, and then I stained it and all that kind of stuff. So I had, I kind of went through my stash of papers for inspiration. And so I really like that. So I like the idea you open it up and that sort of card piece of, ephemera is there. And then this is also a collage that I did that it's in one of my books. It's a postcard book that I did. And a lot of times I do this where I will do collages and then I'll photocopy a lot of things that I've done in my journals, mostly in my book as art projects or in my large collage journals that are really kind of more detailed, where I'm working through collage ideas. This one is done a lot in the style of Nick Bantock. I love his style of collage, and it's kind of like that Cabinet of Curiosities, filled notes kind of vibe to his work. So this is photocopy pages from a journal that I did a lot of these type of large scale prints in. And I like photocopying these, and these were actually in my stash of things. So a lot of times I'll photocopy them and just put them in a stash so that when I'm ready for some inspiration or something, I just want to use portions of them, they're ready to go. So I want to encourage you for you to go back and look at the pages, a lot of the journals you've made, different work you've done, and see how you can photocopy it, and then you can repurpose it in your journals like I'm showing you today. I love this page. So this is one that I really did a lot of work on. I made it, I aged the paper and tape and did the corners and stained it. I really did a lot to that document. The large page that I showed you during the work time is one of those very pages. And so I thought it was perfect to use because it had a lot of the palmistry stuff on it. The colors went well with the paper that was already in the journal. Sort of this idea of the Asian vibe going on and the idea of Chinese medicine, you know, kind of saw its way through here. And so this was another, like I said, this was from a book of postcards that I did, and this was a collage that I did for it. So that's a photocopy of it, but then I stained it. You can see all this tea staining and a lot of the colors running there. All of that is the staining that I did once I reproduced the document. So love that. So that's our first page. So we sort of made a flip out, but for it to look more like a book cover. So kind of look back through some of your old books and things that you may have as inspiration, and maybe think in terms of the flip out as a book cover, you know? And then here was the other side of that large collage. And this right here is from a photograph that I took in the south of France just just before 2020. I was there. I did a workshop there in Durfort in the south of France, and it was really going to a lot of the divine feminine sites. There's tons of them there because the Cathars were in that region. And so I spent time just taking day trips. The participants of that workshop, we were there for a week, and we did several days of going out and just hitting the small churches within hilltop towns. We went to the caves there, where with the cave drawings and what have you. We went to some of the there were some sacred sites there that were part of the Cathars, in some of the old castles and stuff. So we would go out and do day trips, like in the morning, and then in the afternoon, like probably about 2 o'clock, we'd come back. We'd have a late lunch because the place that I rented for this retreat, a woman who runs it, she rents it out for retreats and stuff like that. But she's an amazing cook, and you could just basically just say we wanted it this time. So we'd come back from having trekking all day and have this amazing lunch out on the back, garden area, fresco style that ran by this really bubbling brook with the ice cold water. You could literally sit there and put your feet in it. It was like so refreshing. And then after that, we would go up to the top part of the house, was an art studio. So we would go up there, and then we would create. We were working on journals, things like that, but we would work from a lot of the inspiration from the day. And I designed it like that to be very inspirational, so we could really do immersion and get fresh inspiration, and at the same time be able to come back in the studio and work. And it was because we stayed in that home, in that house, it's a manor. The art studio is open all the time. So even if you wanted to take a break, you could go up. Sometime I'd go up there at midnight and be working, and some of the participants would be up there. So it was a lot of fun. But anyhow, so we were going by, we were heading in that particular day, and I'm driving along, and like I normally do when I'm out searching, I kind of looked up and I saw this like a bit of a church top at the top of this, hillside. And I said to the ladies in the car, I said, because it was 2 cars, we were following each other. I said, you think we should stop there? And like, they were game. I'm like, yeah, let's see. So we kind of wind our way up this and into this hilltop village. It was the sweetest little village. It couldn't be more than 20 homes there. And it was a fortress style. So they were all kind of like inside of this kind of like, walled area. And then it was this cathedral in there. It was the most beautiful church for probably, I don't know who even goes to. Maybe just a few people in that region go to it. I don't know, but it was so well cared for. But this was the color. It was like this sort of, it's kind of hard to say, it might be blown out a little bit, but it's sort of this gray blue color. What you would think of as French blue. And then this really beautiful kind of pinky flesh color were a lot of these paintings. And it was these sacred hearts on all the columns. And they were all different types, all over the place. And I took tons of pictures of those columns with these sacred hearts on it, because hearts are one of my motifs. And as we move along, I'll be showing you more of me bringing more of that into my work and my drawings and my collages and stuff like that, the ways we're going to work together. And so this is one I use a lot in my work, this sort of sacred heart, the flaming heart. I love it. And so this again was from that collage that I did, and you can see I used stamps that I had gotten in another trip to Italy, to Venice at St. Marco Square. There was a lot of beautiful stamps, and I bought some. I always buy stamps when I go places. This is actually from Brazil, from another collection. And I just love, sort of making these faux postal stamps and stuff like that. We did this a lot over in Patreon a couple years back. So anyway, when I see this heart, I love it. And so I'm going to be doing a book where I'm going to be pulling I'll pull a lot of my photos from here and really work them into a book structure I'm thinking about. So I'll share it with that as I go. And so then this is something that I sourced online. I think it came from some source online, but the idea of the heart with eyes, this is very traditional. It's alchemical. It's an alchemy symbol. And I liked it a lot. But you notice where I tore off the bottom because I didn't really like, I don't know why I didn't care for, I actually threw it away too. It was something about the text that I just didn't like across the bottom there. I think it was like a name of a pope or something like that. And I really didn't kind of want that energy there. I just kind of wanted the energy of the alchemy. And this was put on top of an envelope that I coffee stained a while back using some lacy fabric I have. It's pretty stiff stuff. And so that becomes a pocket. So like challenge yourself to think in terms of an envelope as pocket, and you can just keep it really simple. You can also cover over your envelope if they're not stained, so you could actually cover the whole thing. But because it was stained so beautifully, I didn't obviously want to cover it. And it just becomes a place where you can tuck. It becomes a tuck spot. So the challenge also would be thinking in terms of an envelope. You can decorate them, you can stain them, put ink blots on them. I do them so many ways. Let's see, is there another envelope here? Some of them I do on the gel plate and then just do some scripting on, like this one. You can literally, you know, just pull a light layer on the gel plate, or even using the spray inks by Seth or by Tim Holter, whatever ones you have. You can literally just take and like coffee stain an envelope and then just spray it up with some of your spray inks and dyes. It really does a beautiful thing. And then I'll script on them or do mark making. And this makes a really beautiful envelope. You can see how that would make a nice envelope flip. So just kind of just get creative with how you might want to do your envelopes. And think of it in terms of a pocket flip. Now back here, I also cut that edge off. You notice that was gone because I don't really like the envelope edge sticking out. If you want it, you can keep it, but I like to just cut it down straight so it just looks like a hinge, you know. And until you actually flip it this way entirely, you wouldn't even know it's an envelope. And I like that. And if you covered the whole thing, because let's say you didn't have any staining there, you cover the whole thing and you would never even know it's an envelope at all. So envelopes are really neat to make flips, you know, to make it a flip and a pocket at the same time. And I love these. I have lots of these. I'll show you some. This is some that I did in a gel printing session where I kind of was, what was I doing? I was spraying eyes inks on the plate and just pulling them, and it got this really beautiful kind of watercolory look. This also, I was just doing brush work on the plate and then picked it up, so it just has this really beautiful abstract brush work. And these are all envelopes. And I like to sometimes, if I'm just doing a printing session, I'll do these. This has got sprayed back with some, I think this is Tim Holtz on there, but look how cool they are. And then like at any place in your journal, I mean, literally you could, you know, create a pocket in the flip. So if you just kind of go into a session while you're just hanging out, having fun, and make some of these, then they're ready to go. I mean, look how cool that is. I mean, they're ready to go. And like this one, I would go ahead, either you could print both sides, or maybe I'd come back with, you know, another piece of ephemera or something and cover it up, you know, this whole area, so that collage on it. But I have a container here where I just keep a lot of my, you know, things that I like to use in my journals and in bookmaking. And in here, it's like I was having fun that day. You can even take them and make them, cut them in half, of course, and make them pockets like this. So they're ready just to go on your page. I really like these where I do the scripting on them. So we'll just do a little ephemera flip while we're hanging out, just to give you guys a little inspiration. These, I love them all. This is a combination of the mark making and the painting on the gel plate. So yeah, just have fun. This is a nice, because this is of course a nice neutral one, you know me. And so this is designed to go on this side of the page. So this could go here like that. And look how cool that is. And then I would also do something on this side, like I said, collage or something. It's a flip ready to go, but I like that. So yeah, and the envelope sizes are, I like this size envelope. It's 3 3/3 by approximately 6.5. This is a nice size. And a lot of times you can find these thrift stores and stuff like that, because a lot of times people just give boxes of envelopes together. Sometimes I get them for just a couple of dollars. You know, you can cut them on an angle, make the pocket that way. I mean, they're just fun. I like using these in my books. That one, I like that one a lot. So anyway, envelopes. Have fun with them. And these just make great gel printing sessions because they're mindless. And you can just make a ton of them, and then you can have them ready when you want to work them into your structure. So this one I had dyed. This one I did last year. This session, and I made a lot of them, and I've used a lot of them, but I still had some left, so I want to make sure I put one in this journal. So there we have it. So we did 2 pages. We did flip, that's an envelope, sticking with the theme of ephemera, of Cabinet of Curiosities ephemera. That was really what I wanted to explore today. And then of course our flip that looks like a book cover. And of course you could put a pocket in here. You could do a lot of things with it, but my book is getting pretty chunky right now. And I just took a piece of fabric. I had this fabric. I just ripped a little bit of it off. I like that color and that texture. I thought it went well with the book. It almost looks like a spine cloth edge. And then just of course using some of the glitter glue or any kind of white PVA works well. I actually tried using this at first, and it didn't stick. It probably could have stuck over time. I mean, it would have stuck once it dried. It's pretty humid out here right now. We've been having a lot of rain, so that could be some of it. But this right here grabbed it nicely. So there we have it. And of course, this came over to this side, and I was happy to see that. And it still picks up a lot of the tones in here and just gives some extra texture. So making the flip like that really worked for me. The other thing that I would challenge you to do is just what we talked about today, is go back through your collages. Even you can go back earlier into the book. Maybe there was a collage that you did or something that you did earlier in the book. Photograph it, and you'll photograph it so it'll be larger. Generally, if you run it through your photo, let's say if I wanted to use this and I run it through my photocopier, it's going to make a full-size page. So it means everything's going to be a lot larger. So I can actually take these and turn them more into a larger image that I could use a part of it or not, like just like this, how this hand is so much bigger than the original one was because of that. So like, yeah, and maybe you have work in other books, maybe there's just other collages you've done, but have fun at photographing them, running them through your printer, get full-size prints. You'd be impressed with how they actually look, and then how you can take bits and pieces. Like even like a place like this, it looks pretty, you know, plain, but you got the paper. There's a little bit of a kanji stamp there, what have you. That bit right there would make a nice piece to, even with this, the gold circle here, you know, to use as a piece to be the base of a page that you want to start working on, and then to work on top of in your journal. So have fun with that. So 3 things: get yourself a book and make yourself a book cover, flip out, go back through some of your work, make photocopies of them and see how you can be inspired to use them differently on your pages. And then envelope. Envelope flip outs, and maybe even throw some on your jelly plate and have fun this week creating jelly prints. Alrighty, so that's everything. As always, it's, you know, I always enjoy hanging out with you all. Have so much fun in your studios. Happy creating. Make sure to hit the button, you know, the bell, thumb it up if you are new to my channel and want to get notifications. You hit the bell all, and also please thumb up the video if you enjoyed it. And yeah, it helps the channel grow and other people find us. So that's everything. Love you guys, but make sure to comment below. I'd like to know, what do you like the most about Cabinet of Curiosities, and maybe what you like the least, because I kind of share what I like the most with you guys, and I share what I ain't so crazy about. So do the same. Tell me what you love about it, and tell me what, you know, also what you're not so crazy about, because I think it's a balance to something like that. And it's fun to explore and go a little deeper into like the why, you know, because that's my new thing, the why of things, not the how. So anyway, love you guys. Take care and see you again soon. Hey y'all. So here I am on the other side of the camera, and just wanted to catch up with you real quick, let you know what's going on. There's been, you guys have been hanging in here with me and loving the changes and so much of this sort of cinematic vlog style video. I'm loving it. I'm just so excited. It's like really rekindled my creative juices around the videos and what I'm like so excited to share with everyone. So first of all, thank you. So many comments. You guys have emailed me the comments below the videos. You text me on Instagram, everything. So thank you guys so much. It means so much to me that you guys are really enjoying this and like ready to go on a different journey together. So with that said, I also want to let you know that I'm going to take a little downtime. It occurred to me just a few days ago that with this new way of doing videos, it's very demanding. Like, it's like not at all how I previously were thinking about videos. So I'm learning a lot. I'm learning different programs and different ways to use the camera. I'm also, you know, like really want to get into the flow of the creativity. So I just want to give myself the space to create without having to upload immediately. That's kind of like, I'm finding like the timetables from creating them to uploading them are like a little too tight, and I don't really want to do that. I want to enjoy this process and really figure out exactly what the best way to bring these. And then also, you guys know I'm a grandma, so just 2 weeks old. I'm having so much fun. So I spend a lot of time with my grandson during the day too. Like, I'll go over to my son's house and hang out with him for a couple of hours, just holding him and letting him sleep on me, and that's taking up some time too. So I thought, you know what, I need to give myself some time just to really enjoy my grandchild and work at the videos and just the content, and then come back strong. So I asked you guys to give me 3 weeks, because also in between there I have an on-site workshop here in Arizona. Some of you guys are coming out for that, so I'll see you. And that's on the week of August 12, 13, 14. So I figure Saturday the 27th, I'm back in the saddle. We'll have fresh videos, and I'll have gotten a lot of my baby grandmama time in, and then I'll be ready. So nice and refreshed and ready to go. This video, I've also done some challenge stuff in here and just kind of did some fun stuff that maybe, you know, you guys can do over the next couple of weeks, along with everything you're already doing. But I just thought if you wanted to kind of stay connected to our Cabinet of Curiosities and maybe think about the things I've been thinking about myself with the journal, what I want to do with sort of the last pages of this, etc., So that you'll find in the video. But anyhow, just thank you so much. And so many of you, I have to say, suggested, you know, you need to take some time off. You've just been going strong and, you know, enjoy being a grandma and enjoy, you know, the changes. And I can't tell you how many of you told me I need to take some time off. I wasn't even thinking about taking time off. And I kept on hearing it over and over, you know, like signs from the universe. And I thought, maybe I'm supposed to take some time off, Robin, because I'm just one, I'll just keep going. I just don't stop. So thank you to all of you who suggested it. I'm taking your suggestions to heart, and I will definitely just take this time, and I'll still be in the studio, but I'll just really take some much needed rest, and then I'll be back ready to go. So enjoy your time. Enjoy your time in your studio. Happy creating, of course, as always. Enjoy the video, and I'll see you guys in a couple of weeks. And please continue to reach out to me. Any questions you have, comments, I read them all. It really does encourage me. I can't thank you guys enough. And yeah, until a couple of weeks from now. It's hard that I'm even saying that. Like, I don't even believe I'm saying this, because like, I never even think about taking any time off, because I love what I do. I enjoy this so much that it's just like a way of life. It's not like a job or anything, you know, but everybody needs vacation. So this is going to be mine. Love you guys so much. And thank you to all of you who've been so encouraging in this transitional process, and also in me just, you know, having some downtime. Love you guys so much. And I will see you in a couple of weeks. Bye-bye.